Hey folks, it's Keith Beardsley back with another edition of the A Tory 01 blog. And today I'm simply going to call this one an interesting week because in the House, basically Monday to Thursday is the rule. Friday is basically a bit of a blow off day. So let's look at the week so far. I think we can call this one I Didn't Read the Memo. First, we have the Paul Bernardo issue, which is circulating, which should never have happened. We now know that even though the minister said he didn't read the memo or get the memo or wasn't briefed, whatever the excuse, we do know his staff was. They did get the emails, not once, but twice from Correctional Services Canada warning them that this was coming down. They did nothing. Apparently, PMO got the same thing from what I've read, maybe even PCO, I would assume. So, where does the responsibility lie? Well, the buck stops with the minister. Now, some of these emails, or whatever you wish to call them, briefing notes, would certainly land on some junior staffer's desk. They may not have recognized the name. It's quite possible. It is from the 1990s, but I'm sure Correctional Services doesn't give you a memo every time every prisoner is transferred. That alone should have been an alarm bell that there was something unusual with this one. Now, junior staffers are not going to take responsibility for that. Anyone who's worked in government knows that. They would have bounced it up higher, either to the director of their section or right up to the chief of staff. So someone's not telling us the truth here. If I was the Conservatives, I would demand production of papers, and those papers would be the emails. What email went from Correctional Services to who in the minister's office or PCO or PMO or wherever else Correctional Services Canada sent that memo. Someone's lying. Someone's protecting someone. And at this point, the minister, who himself is a former Crown prosecutor, from what I've been told, he should have known different. You don't try and duck when these ones come in. You get to the bottom of it. And if someone in your staff has to be let go, then that's what you do. But no junior staffer will take responsibility for this. They will always pass it up the chain of command. The other issue that's interesting, two military ones actually. We find out that our troops have to buy their own helmets. We're so poorly equipped and so ill equipped that our troops in the field, on the front line, this is now, they're on the front line over in, not Ukraine, but in the surrounding countries, Poland, Lithuania, and so on. They have to buy their own helmets. A lot of them have to go buy their own food because we don't have the equipment to cook them meals. That's pretty bloody disgusting. And now here we are, one of the largest military exercises in recent memory, involving something like 25 countries. Even Japan is participating, and Japan is not a member of NATO. Not Canada, though. We're not going. What's the excuse this time? Too many of our aircraft are being repaired or upgraded. In other words, we don't have enough planes flying to spare 3 or 4 to go over there. Again, that's absolutely disgusting. It's a good thing that the Russians are playing nice and not sending their aircraft over Canada now, because we'd have to radio them and say, hey, we'd like to come and intercept you, but we're being repaired. This is Canada. This is Trudeau's government. What a bloody disgrace.